Okay, I think we might have audio now. I think we might have audio now. Do we have audio now? Do we have audio? Do we have audio? Yes. Alas. Alas. So sorry. So anyway, just getting things set up. This is just a test run. I'm trying to do something different. I'm going to just bring you some news, like some of the latest news of what's going on, and also, while I'm getting in a little bit of Swifting. So yes, I'm gonna attempt to talk to you. So we'll see how well that goes. If I don't run out of breath before, this is not gonna be easy. So just tuning everything in. This is a trial run. So if you come and go, you tap in and tap out, it's fine by me. So I'm just testing things out. We need that to stay there. Um, so as you can see, we got Eritrea, Team Eritrea at the top, and me in the sack in the center. And yeah, gonna keep me sort of smallish. And what I can do is video capture. Let's right to oh, come on, there we go. Yeah, baby. Just trim that in just a little bit, like that, and then boys Eritrea. No, there's a team Eritrea. Here we go. Let's move them down just a little bit. And what is that behind there? That is part of the background. A part of the background. It shouldn't be. It is. Okay. So that's why that's great. So anyway, big up to I can't see your name. Big up to you. Yeah. So we are trying something there. This is definitely an experiment. So just be patient with me if you're tuned in. And if you're tuned in, I definitely appreciate you, because this is definitely something new for me. And we'll see once I get on the bike and start riding how I go. Which one is that? That is. I'm just gonna put them back up there. Put that back there. You can't see. I'm just setting up all the scenes in the background, so you can't see anything, which is cool. So let's we need to turn. Yeah, baby. Zwift is plugged up. It's been over a week since I've been on the bike to Zwift. So we need to put that mic over. And let's get Zwift open. Let's get Zwift open. We will get on with the news of the day. I'm going to just talk to you about some of the stuff that's on the screen, some of the things that have been happening in cycling lately. So while it connects to Zwift, so that's the Eritrean team that's up there on the screen at the minute. I'm probably going to just talk about them later. So let's go to let's get them. Not that I don't like them. Let's see. Let's move this. Here we go. That, no, that can go smaller. But this can go bigger. I'm just making room on the screen. There's so many things going on the screen. You know. Okay, that looks cool. So the chat is there. 2 constant viewers. What's up? 59 views, 0 chat. Well, we have 1 chat so far. Go off the map. So it looks like a bunch of new things going on Zwift. You got the, I need to find a way to put this on the screen as well. Put the Zwift on the screen. I might need another camera for that. So what we're going on, go off the map. Challenges, go off the map. Zwift Camp Build, the New York Showdown, Big Apple Badge Hunt. That's complete. FTP check, we ain't bothering with that. Climb of the week, maybe on Sunday, depending on the route of the week. So let's see what the route of the week looks like. The route of the week looks like 12.2 miles. And it's in Watopia. And it's a nice flat ride. Huh, okay. Let's go do the route of the week. And then once we get started on the route of the week, we didn't even check to see if all of the devices are connected. Yep, everybody's connected. Route of the week is a 12.2 miles. Looks like that. What is it? It says 35 minutes, 12.2 miles, 105 feet of elevation. So really flat ride, which is what I want right now. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm going to be on here shortly. So let's see what's going on. What do we got going on? Get the Eritrea up the screen. And so the first thing is TNT. So if you don't know about what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago with the association, I just put up a full story on the shenanigans. So it is sort of weird, and it is something that happens in the Caribbean quite a bit. Whereas they have some cyclists that are fairly elite, and what they're trying to protect those elite riders, because this is my thing. From a personal experience, I know that the federations don't really like to invest in sport. So what they do is they let you find your own way. If you become successful, become well known, become a top athlete in the world, and all the Caribbean countries do this, then once you make a name for yourself, then they get behind you and support you. So I'm thinking that the admin in Trinidad and Tobago, they've invested in certain riders and they want to recoup their investment. Even if they don't go and do well, they really don't care. They don't want anybody else to go because that's not where they put their money. So that's part of it. Part of it is like they want their they want their money and athletes they invested in to get there. So there's a whole lot of kerfuffle where they're changing the dates for the trials and everything. And the amateur athletes, it's not fair to them. So, and it's just like they really just don't, they want the amateur athletes to develop. But right now, it's all about the athletes that they've invested in. Even if someone comes along and is way more talented, you know, because things happen, people mature, people get better, and these things happen. So this is what's going on in Trinidad. I could find the Vinny Brand Vinny. Um, is it? No. So no, that's not it. Let's protest. Hard to see. Um, trying to find the next runner. Destiny runner. Time trial runner. These glasses suck. Sorry. Um, rider. Sorry, that's it. Nope. As I find it, brand lease. What is that? Oh, Benny Nahum. Widows, Raisin, Eritrea. Oh, I must not have put it in here. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. So no. So this is the only picture of the TNT that I got. Sorry. But anyway, that's what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. They're getting ready for the Pan Am Games. Pretty big game. Pretty big competition. It's part of the build up towards the Olympics. You do Pan Am, Commonwealth, CAC, Olympics, not in that order. But yeah, those are the games you do to build up towards the Olympics. So yeah, it's quite a sizable investment that the federations put into the athletes. But because they invest so much in the top athletes, it leaves little for the up and coming athletes. So if you happen to be really dedicated, able to train on your own, get it in on your own, build the strength, build the speed, get to the competitions, no matter. They've already got their selection made, you know? So that's just one of those things. It's just how it goes. What we got next? This is different. Let me know what you think. So Israel Premier Attack. Israel Premier Attack is now NSN, which stands for Never Say Never. Now, Biniam Gourmet has just signed for NSN. And then on the back of that, well, not on the back of that, but just as things were happening, what was happening? You had a bunch of the Spanish participants in the 2026 La Volta were saying that if the team that was formerly Israel Premier Attack have anything to do with, or the new owners have like any connection, well, the folks from like these different islands, like Tenerife, is it Tenerife or Mallorca? I have to look that up. I did a story. It's on YouTube. It's on my channel. Sorry. And they were like, nope. If there's any connection between the Israel Premier Attack and the new owners, we're not having it. So when it came down to it at the end of the day, it's speculation that Netanyahu is still somehow attached to the new team. So the got people that are the mayors for uh, the different like regions where the Volta is supposed to finish have said, no, you have to find somewhere else to finish your race because they don't want to put up with all of the fuss, all of this nonsense that happened at this year's 2025 the Volta. They just don't want to deal with that. It's dangerous for the riders. The spectators can't really enjoy what's going on. It's just too much. So, and they have the right of refusal. It's a big blow for the Volta because a lot of money and investment goes into who and what, where and when. That's just how things go. So that's a big blow. And what the Volta is going to do going forward, I'm not sure. But also, the other thing I see is like William Grimet, who is now just signed for NSN, Never Say Never Cycling. And some see it as a good move, a big move. He gets to lead a new team. But the crazy thing is it's just so much going on with Israel Premier Tech, the new owners, and the connection and everything. Just too much going on. If I was Binny's manager, I would have never advised the move. Never advised the move. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are teams out there that would have taken it. Sorry. I'm pretty sure there are teams out there that would have taken him. And even if he wouldn't have been the number one man for what he's worth, like advertising wise, he would have gotten some money. Who's that says hi? Rich. Hey, Rich. So I'm pretty sure Benny could have got a pretty nice contract pretty much anywhere he went. And I just thought, I don't know what you think, but I just thought Benny going to NSN with all of the stuff and the trouble that they had. So Benny's going to a squad that, let's see, you got to deal with. Is this what you really want to be dealing with? Do you really want to be dealing with all of this stuff? You just want to ride your bike. The guy's talented. He's up and coming. Why would you want to deal with all of that? So, like, what are you doing? I'm trying something different. I'm trying to bring you cycling news while swifting. So we're doing 12 miles while I'm bringing you the cycling news. So the question is, like as a manager, if you were a cycling manager, would you advise Vinny to go and race or join what was Israel Premier Attack and is now NSN, Never Say Never? It just sounds weird. Like it's like it's just too much drama, and it's enough stress for the riders as it is. The long year they have, all of the traveling, and now you got to worry about if protesters are going to show up to your race. And I don't think it's going to die down. I mean, the fact that you got so many, more than a few cities already turning down the invitation to host the finish or the start. They're like, nah, we don't want to be bothered. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you, really appreciate you. But yeah, I just don't understand this move. I'm like, really, how smart is it really to be joining all of that noise? I mean, seriously speaking, that's a lot of noise. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. For the life of me, I can't figure out the talking. It's gonna make my throat dry. For the life of me, I, I would never be able to figure that one out. It just seems like a lot, like too much to me. So yeah, but that's just my thoughts on the Benny going over to what was Israel Premier Attack and is now uh, Never Say Never Cycling. So, uh, oh, so yeah, so that was what I should have shown, but this is what I want to show. So yeah, so Benny's going over to Never Say Never Cycling. So yeah, man, it's it's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I don't know how he's gonna deal with it. Um, what the looks gonna be like for next season. I have a feeling early in the season should be able to race. Shouldn't have much problems. But I think when it comes to the bigger events, I think that these guys, let me show you, I think these guys will be, you will see them. You will see them. They will be making noise. And yeah, so like that's just my thoughts. And I'm just curious to what people think. I personally think it's not the smartest move. I mean, it's, I don't think it's the smartest move. So yeah. So right now we are 4.4 miles in. The speed is 19 miles per hour. We've been riding for 15 minutes. Average speed is 17.5. Heart rate's 101. It's not bad. Average heart rate's 101. Cadence is 85, sort of low. I like to usually be around 90, but I don't have my fan, so I don't want to sweat too much. So that's why I'm not really pushing. So this is just short 12 mile, and then we in and out. So what's next? What's next on the Instagram? So we know they're going to be protesting. Okay. Let's send the brand. We're going to switch over to Cyclocross. And let's send the brand. Let's send the brand has been tearing up cyclocross scene at the minute. If there's been 8 races, she's won 7. That's just a guesstimate, but she's been pretty dominant. And I don't see anybody stopping her. There's no Puck P2C hasn't come out yet because Puck P2C, she does a lot. She does road. She races mountain bike. She's probably the best female mountain biker. So the mountain bike season is pretty busy for her. And on top of that, she does the cyclocross. So I can understand why she hasn't got into the cyclocross season just yet. Because she's probably trying to recoup and get herself together. She needs to. Then you have Fen Van Empel, who I just feel like she's burnt out. You know, she really enjoyed the sport when she came into it, but the press, the people, the sponsors, I think she's just burnt out. So she done 2 cyclocross races. She pulled out of 2. She done 5, I think, and pulled out of 2. So the last 2 she pulled out, and she hasn't raced since. And yeah, Mountain bike is awesome, dude. But Puck, Puck. Hopefully we'll see her soon. Fen Van Empel. Um, hopefully she finds the love again. That's what I just feel like she's just fallen out of love with all of the stuff, the noise. So, and then like Lucinda Brand is the one that's on point. Then you got Sarah Casasola from Italy. She rides for Kralin Cordodan. And she's one of my favorite riders. She's like really doing well. The other person that's missing is Alvarado, Carmen Sailing Alvarado. So she also is very busy. She's also had some injuries she's recovering from as well. So hopefully once she recovers back from those injuries, she'll be back. Because she is pretty dominant at one time. Then you got a couple of new not new riders. You got Inga Vanga Hayden. She's doing really well. You got your new European champion. I'm so sorry for forgetting your name. But and then, so there is some competition and it is pretty exciting. So that's the ladies. And it's in the brand. It's taking care of the business. And the men, you got my man, Thibaut Nice. I should have put the picture up of me and him. Because when he came to the UK and he raced in Dublin, I got to meet him. Him and Pin run her. And thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, even if it's 1 or 2 likes. Really appreciate you. But among Thibaut Nice, he is definitely the man on fire this season. And his dad was dominant in cyclocross, and he's just following in his footsteps. This picture is him at Ordenard on the Koppenberg, and Koppenberg is a really steep climb. It's a pretty dope climb. It's hard too, but he won this race twice so far. His dad's won it 7 times, I think. So yeah, that's what he's after, and I think he's going to be the next big thing. But then Thibaut Nice is pretty much he's unstoppable. But someone who I like, who's taking his time to come into form, is this young man, Cameron Mason, from the UK, where I live, and he did a barnstormer a couple weeks ago, and if him and Thibaut Nice rode away from everyone, they came pretty close to winning. Now the big difference is the muddier and harder it is. So he's similar to Carmen Sailing Alvarado, where when the course is tough, muddy, and hard, where speed doesn't win you the race, it's the person who's got that slow diesel horsepower. Those are the people that win. But the race he came second in against Nice, even though it was thick and muddy, it was still pretty tough. And I think Numa is the race that's coming up. That's going to be the race, a race for Cameron. But the only thing about Numa, that course, it's got a lot of climbing in it. So that's the only place where I see where Thibaut Nice could get the best of him, because there's quite a bit of climbing. But we will see, but it's super muddy. It's super hard. So he may be able to, put some distance in the field and guys, on the super, and then he may lose it back on the climbs, but he may be able to do enough to get another podium or maybe even win. So I think I'm looking forward to Numa. I think that's going to be an amazing race for Cameron Mason. He's getting better and better each year with each race, and he's going to be a superstar in cyclocross. No Matthew Van Der Poel yet, no Wout Van Aert yet, because those guys have all had busy seasons. They've got a lot going on, and they've had their time, they've had their fun in the cyclocross world, so they have nothing to prove. So they show up and race when they feel like it. If I was them, I would do the same thing. But that's Cameron Mason. Really looking forward to what he's going to do. So we're going to back to, I know, Benny again, but it's not just about Benny. This is who's following Benny, who Benny's bringing along. There's Benny, and this is Zare Nahum. And this young man, he's going to be a revelation inside of the cycling world. I think he's just going to be, he could climb, and he's just going to barnstorm. He's just going to barnstorm the scene. I think once he gets on that pro team, because he's on a continental team right now, but once he gets on like a world tour team or a pro tour team, then it's just going to be all up from there, because he is a talented climber. If you saw any of the races from this year, he was like just riding, climbing with the big boys, and he was doing his thing. And I think he's only gonna get stronger. He won a stage in I believe it was it's a Japanese race. I don't know, I can't remember the name of it, but he did win a stage there. And I just think he's gonna be a pretty special. So this is him winning the stage. This is him winning the stage. I can't remember which race this was, but yeah, it was an interesting stage where he had his rider, his team leader was leading the GC. So basically, he just rode hard, pulled his leader away, and they had a big gap. But he was definitely the strongest. So with about half a kilometer to go, and it was pretty certain that no one was going to catch his leader, his guy on GC. Then he had the free reign to go and take the stage win, which is what he did. So this is Zare Nahum, and he's like an amazing talent coming out of Eritrea. So Eritrea have produced a number of talented riders. So you have a Binyam Gourmet, the sprinter. Now you're getting Zare Nahum, the climber. So I think he'll do, if he gets on the right team, I think he'll do more than just win the polka dot jersey. He's going to be pretty tough to deal with. So as long as he gets underneath the right tutelage, gets pushed in the right direction, and don't get overused and abused, I think he's going to be something special. That's like Zare Nahum from Eritrea. Keep an eye out for him. And we talked about Mason and some other big news. Marcel Kittels signed for Unibet Rose Rockets. He signed for them. But he didn't sign for them to race for them. He signed for them as a sprinting coach. Now, the Unibet Rose Rockets have an very interesting thing going on. So they signed Marcel Kittels as a sprint coach. They also signed Dylan Groenewegen. He is one of the best sprinters in the world, well over 50 wins. And underneath Kittels and Groenewegen, you have the young Tobias Mullen, young German sprinter, 21 years old. So Groenewegen's contract is only 2 years. So when he leaves, Tobias will be 23. So Unibet Rose Rockets, their whole aim and goal is to foster the new talent. And I think the Rockets are going to be something special in a few years. So if Dylan Groenewegen, he's going to get some wins. But then at the same time, him and Kittles are going to be grooming Tobias Mueller. And then once uh, Dylan Groenewegen is done, I think the sprint train for the Rockets should be dialed in. They should have the right riders around Tobias. They're going to be unstoppable. And it's probably the year of, or maybe the year before, that they'll probably get entry into the Tour de France. So the whole thing for the is it Unibet Rose Rockets is to get the team in the Tour de France. Now I got to meet Boss Titema. So Boss Titema is the one on the right. Marcel Kittel is the one on the left. I got to meet Boss, actually interviewed him, talked to him about his team. And when I did meet him, his team had team cars, but they only had a camper van. They had a couple camper vans for the riders. Now they have a bus, full on, pro team. And the crazy thing is he built the team from social media, from a social media thing. And now he's got a team that's on the pro tour. Boss Stittema, he actually was a pro rider, and he sort of got out of the scene. I think it was due to injury or something like that while he was recovering. So that's the story of some of the story of the Unibet Rose Rockets, who I think is going to be a marquee team in the future. They're going to be one of the big teams. Everything about their support, the growth, the way they develop, it's all organic. So, and something like that is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the Bostitema and the Unibet Rose Rockets signing Marcel Kittels, Dylan Groenewegen to groom Tobias Mueller. And this was last week, or the weekend just gone. This was Mahawi Kudus, who at the age of 30 won the African National Championships, African Continental Championships, that is. And Awat, I think his name is Awat, was in second place. The race was extremely flat race. And with a really good climb at the end. So definitely favored Mahawi Kudus and the Eritreans. The only thing I was surprised at, there was that's Zaray Nahum wasn't at this race, but being that it was so much flat and only one climb at the end, maybe it just didn't make sense for him to be at a race because it wasn't really enough climbing for him to really do his thing. So, it is what it is. But Mahawi Kudus and Eritrea took care of the business. They got first and second. And then the ladies, they also got second as well. So they did really well at the African Continental Championships all the way around. South Africa won the women's. The girl's name was Preen from South Africa. Also, Mauritius did really well. They made a name for themselves. And they won the team time trial. The team or the mixed team or something like that. And then also, unfortunately, we have to, I got to talk about this. This young man showed up. Young man is from Kenya. He rides for the host country. And what's a shame, what's so disappointing about this is that there were one or two teams that had technical support, but for the most part, quite a few riders had no technical support. So if they got a flat, like the Kenyan rider here, it's hard luck. And he ran all the way to the finish so that he can at least get a finish. But the host nation, how does the host nation not have the technical support that's needed for the riders. To me, that is just wild. I mean, that is beyond wild. No technical support for your rider, for the, that's crazy. So he got a flat, he realized he couldn't ride it, he got off and he started running. The other thing that I looked through the results, I didn't see him finish, I get any finish results. Now he ran all the way to the finish. And if you remember, you see Chris Froome, you see Mark Cavendish slide across the line. As long as you cross the line with your bike, near your bike, you get a finish time. So they had no support for him, and then he finished and he ran, and you didn't even give the man a result. Nah, man, that's not on. I mean, Africa, I love you, but we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. So was that I put it up on Instagram. It's got almost 2,000 views already. So, but that was pretty crazy. That he got a flat, a rider from the nation hosting the Continental Championships. Just take that in. The host country of the Continental Championships. No technical support. That's wild. And from this going forward, I know a lot of other countries saw this in Africa, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make an effort to do better, because that was not a good look. I think that's everybody. That's everybody. That's all of the topics. I have nothing else. So I'm going to say goodbye. I appreciate you if you're tuned in. I appreciate you if you hit the like button, and anyone who subscribed, even more. So I don't know if I will do this again. I might. We'll see what happens next week. If I'm gonna bring you, but this is pretty cool, and we'll see what happens next week. If I could bring you this format as well, just bring you whatever's going on. So much stuff going on. Oh, I can't believe I didn't cover it, but big news is that Team Amani, the ladies will be entering the first pro women's team into Europe. So first pro African, all African team coming out of at least they're based in Kenya, and they'll be racing in Europe next year. So that's going to be massive. I can't believe I forgot that. So that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. Team Omani. And I've reached out to them. If I could get an interview with them, that would be cool. But because my numbers are so small, I have an audience of 3, not 300 or 3,000. If I had an audience like that, then it'll be easy to get like interviews and talks with like some of the riders and stuff. But just coming up, just getting going, it makes it a bit harder. So definitely reach out to all of the different riders and teams and stuff to see if I could get an interview. The last thing, I am going to post a video, part 2, trying to get to Eritrea. So I went to the embassy last year. It's been over a year, no response back. And, you know, because you got to go through the proper channels, you just can't go. You got to get a visa or something like that. So my goal is I want to go and see where the likes of Biniam Gourmet got started. Oops, sorry. We'll see where Biniam Gourmet got started. And I hear that the racing is pretty insane. The fans, the love for the sport, it's just huge. So I'm really looking forward to that at some point. But like right now, our goal is to get to Europe next year. So we're really pushing hard to try to get some sponsorship for next year so we could get to Europe. So we can cover all the uh, African riders that are in Europe that may be racing, and also just cover the European racing in general. So that's our goal for next year. We're really working on it. And then the other goal is at some point, someday, get to Eritrea. Anyone out there from Eritrea listening, I want to come to Eritrea. So it's gonna take some doing to get that done. 7:55. So we've been here for 38 minutes. So this is like if you ride it at the recommended speed, it takes 35 minutes. But because I've been riding a lot slower, it's gonna be a little bit longer. But I definitely appreciate each and every one of you that locked in, stay locked in, and we're gonna be out. So we're coming up on 11.4 miles. So this is a 12-mile loop, 12.2 miles. I haven't ridden in over a week because I've been really working hard on my social media. So I took the time off to just tune the social media in, and it's bringing. If you haven't seen any of the merch that I have, I didn't put the ad up. Oh, and I'm slipping, baby. Let me see. I could probably grab it really quickly. Let's grab the ad. And where are we? Nope. So downloads. Those are downloads. Yep. All gear ad. Where is it? We need. Oh, there we go. Need to put it in the right window. Okay. Here we are. And then let's put that on loop. Where are we? This thing is so difficult sometimes. How do I get to loop for that? Properties, no? Is it properties? It's properties. Yes, there it is, loop. Okay. Okay. And let it play. So this is, you gotta, yeah, I think the link is in the description. Check the description. So you can see the neck warmers. The neck warmers are dope. Neck warmers are dope. Also the wool hat and everything. We got the stuff for winter. You got your tea, you need a cup of tea to keep warm, and then also the hoodies. So the white hoodie, man, the white hoodie, it looks clean. So the black t-shirt, you can't see I might do a hoodie like that as well, but it's called the hidden logo. So on the black tee, the logo is there, but if you don't want to have branding all over, but you still want to represent my brand, there it is, the black tee. So I might even try to do a white tee like that. That would be interesting to try to do a white tee like that. But anyway, this is the gear. Say with your legs, baby. Check it out. Link is in the description. We definitely appreciate you. And we have a real long-term goal of like really helping in cycling. So this is not just a thing where just want to do something and have fun. I really, really have some big plans and dreams for cycling itself. And the more help that I can get to get things done, the more I can do for others that really want to get into the sport. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to going to do my best to, push the sport the best that I can. So I'm trying to do right now through news, do it through news right now, and then we see where it goes from there. But anyway, so we ended with Eritrea, dominant force in continental Africa right now. They are a force to be reckoned with. And I am about done. So that's 12.5 miles. I'm going to be out. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys soon.